Hey everybody, my name is Brandon. Welcome back to Cinefessions, where we talk all things media. So the month of January was a banner month for my household here. Of course, first and foremost, the birth of my beautiful baby boy, Ash. But on top of that, I picked up some really cool new movies. And that's what we're going to talk about today. DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K, Big Lots, Amazon, Best Buy. Actually, I think I have some footage from Big Lots that I can insert here as I'm talking about some of these. But we're going to talk about all of them. I have 15 in total, so not the biggest month ever, but still really cool things to share with you guys. So let's do it. Before I do, though, a quick shout out to my sister-in-law who created the first and only piece of Cinefessions merchandise, this awesome shirt here. So thank you so much for that. I really do appreciate it. Actually, it's a hoodie, not even a shirt, so even better. It is technically 2 sizes too big, but hey, it's the thought that counts, and I really do appreciate it. But anyway, I will also mention, I'm buying time here, I guess, but I also have a stack of other things as well that I picked up in January in terms of new media. There is collectibles, graphic novels, a board game, things like that. So I'll do those in a separate video later on this month. But anyway, with all of that out of the way, let's get into it. And one more thing, hit that like button down below. That engagement helps me out. But with that said, let's not waste any more time at all. Let's dive right in to my new movie haul for the month of January. So the first 3 items I picked up were all from Big Lots, but the first one here is the only DVD I ended up grabbing. So first up, we have the best of the new Scooby-Doo movies. And I think I mentioned it, but I do have some footage from Big Lots that I'll show you guys because they had a bunch of different things there this month that I hadn't seen previously. So hopefully you're seeing some of that now. But anyway, this one here that I picked up, the best of the new Scooby-Doo movies, has 15 different episodes spread out over 3 discs. So you have things like the Three Stooges, Dick Van Dyke, Harlem Globetrotters, Don Knotts, Laurel and Hardy. So really classic episodes that I used to love when I was a kid. And so very happy to get this. This was $7.99, as you can see. And I'll mention, you can actually pick up the complete new Scooby-Doo movies for not a whole heck of a lot more, if I'm not mistaken. I didn't realize that at the time, and I just went with the best of. It's not that big of a difference. This is 15 episodes. You're missing maybe 8 episodes or so. So not the biggest difference, but there are some things that are missing here. But anyway, I thought this was a cool one to find from Big Lots. So first one and the only DVD is the best of the Scooby-Doo movies. So the next one from Big Lots, moving on to the Blu-rays, is Star Trek Enterprise Season 1. I've not seen any of this Star Trek series at all, but for $8, I figured, yeah, pick it up and see how it is. So I do have the original series. I have that complete on Blu-ray, and then I have the Next Generation complete on digital. I bought that on Vudu for a ridiculously low price sometime last year. It was crazy. And so, yeah, I figured, yeah, why not grab it? It's only $8. I'll see if I like it, and if so, I can always pick up the later season. So I thought this one was pretty cool. Star Trek Enterprises Season 1. Let me know if this one is a good one. If I'm not super familiar with Next Generation, I used to watch that one a little bit when I was younger, but never fully through it. Is this a good one to kind of pick up on? Let me know down below. And the last one I grabbed from Big Lots is a nature documentary, which I love. This is Blue Planet 2, so another David Attenborough narrated documentary. And I love these. They look amazing in Blu-ray. Obviously, it'd look even better in 4K, but, you know, it is what it is. Actually, I forget which one it is. It's one of the newer ones, is available at Disc Replay right now. I can't remember what the title of it is, but I'm thinking about picking that one up. It's only like $17, so I might grab it. But anyway, this, of course, is about the oceans, and this is the sequel to, you guessed it, Blue Planet, which I honestly don't even remember. I don't think I have Blue Planet, but I do have the 2 major ones. Man, all of the names of all of these are just totally escaping me right now. But anyway, I do have a handful of these different nature documentaries, so I figured this would be a cool one to grab for $5. This is Blue Planet 2. This next one is completely random, but it was like $3 or $4 on Amazon, so I figured, hey, it's not in the collection, I've never seen it before, might as well grab it. This is Sigourney Weaver and Holly Hunter in Copycat. And from what I've read about this one, it looks like it is a thriller, a serial killer thriller. I guess there is, the main bad guy is mimicking or duplicating some serial killers out there, and so it's a manhunt to try to figure out who this killer is. So sounds interesting. I love serial killer movies. I like thrillers. What's not to like here? Sigourney Weaver, that's going to be good, I'm sure. So this one, like I said, super cheap but super random from Amazon. This is Copycat. This next one I grabbed from Best Buy. Actually, the next two I grabbed from Best Buy. I had a bunch of reward certificate money, so I basically spent nothing on these, which is always good. But the first one here is Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. So I ended up going, as you can see, with the Blu-ray as opposed to the 4K, just because it was so much cheaper. I figured, yeah, just go with the Blu-ray on this one. So this is basically a Gen Z horror film. There is our group of 20-somethings that get stuck in this mansion, riding out a hurricane. Someone ends up dead, and it's a whodunit. So I've heard really good things about this. It ended up on a lot of people's best of lists from 2022. So I figured, yeah, let's give it a shot, see if it's any good or not. So this one is Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. And the other one I grabbed from Best Buy is one that I actually think I talked about on one of my most anticipated releases videos months and months ago, but it dropped in price, so I picked it up. This is Fall. And this is one that I'm really looking forward to checking out. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. But basically, we follow these two girls. It's a one-location film, from what I know, and they are trapped at the top of this giant radio tower, and they can't get down. Like, I love movies like this, and so I'm really looking forward to checking this one out and seeing if it's any good or not. Very excited I was able to grab this one, especially for the basically free. I mean, kind of, sort of, with my rewards money, so that's always good. But anyway, this one is Fall. Here's another one, super random, not a brand new release, but honestly, I don't even remember why I grabbed it. It must have been cheap or something, but this is Malignant. And another one that does have a 4K release, but I went cheap and got the Blu-ray. I don't know if that's going to be like a new thing for me. If I just don't think I need the 4K, I'll cheap out a little bit and get the Blu-ray, but whatever. Like I said, I don't even remember why I grabbed this one right now. It must have been on sale, but I've not seen this one. Really want to, though. I've heard really mixed things about it, so I'm curious which side of the fence I'll fall on. It just looks awesome, and it's James Wan, who is one of my favorite horror directors out there, so it's a shame I haven't gotten to this yet, and I need to correct that ASAP. So this one is Malignant. So here's another random sale pickup from last month. This is The Haunting. So this is my first and currently only Paramount Presents Blu-ray in my collection. So you may have caught it last month, but at one point on Amazon, a bunch of the Paramount Presents releases dropped down to $15. So this was really the one I wanted, and I want Breakdown, but that one didn't drop down for whatever reason. But The Haunting was one of them that I absolutely knew I wanted to add to the collection when it was a good price. So when this dropped down so cheap, I had to add it. This is an upgrade for me. I did have the DVD. Honestly, I don't know if it was an inherited movie collection pickup or was something I grabbed from like Disc Replay, but either way, I was able to upgrade it. So happy to have this one in the collection and excited for my first ever Paramount Presents Blu-ray. I know these are, titles that like, they have new 4K scans. I don't know why they're not getting 4K releases. Well, they actually started doing 4K releases on some of these Paramount Presents now. So I'm a little bit more interested in them as time moves on, but we'll see what else I pick up from it. This one is The Haunting. Next up was one that was definitely on my most anticipated releases from last month, and I think it actually ended up being number one just because of everything that was included. This is from Vestron Video Collectors Series, spine number 29, as you can see on the top there. This is the Dentist Collection. So this has the Dentist 1 and the Dentist 2, which, like I was saying in that video, like the Dentist is kind of hard to find on DVD. Dentist 2 I couldn't find anywhere, and then neither of them had Blu-ray releases here in the States. So such a cool release from Vestron, and you get a whole bunch of new special features as well. Like just an awesome one. I would love to do a review on this in the coming weeks here, so look for that hopefully soon, but just an awesome release that I'm really excited to have. The best part about it though, this was under $12. Like that's ridiculous, or under 13, maybe $12.50, somewhere in there. It was very cheap, so very happy to add the Dentist Collection from Vestron to my collection. Here's one from Criterion, another one that went on sale randomly in the month of January, so I had to pick it up because I didn't own it. This is Jackie Chan in Police Story 1 and 2. So this is spine, well, I can't even read it on that side, 971 and 972, not that you can read it there. So Police Story is from 1985 and Police Story 2 from 1988. I actually watched Police Story, I guess it was on HBO Max last year or the year before, and I loved it. That movie is so much fun. The stunt sequences in that are just jaw-droppingly amazing. I love them. So I highly recommend it if you haven't seen it. Police Story 2 I have not yet checked out, but I absolutely will be on this Blu-ray. So this is a really cool one. This is normally I think $50 if I'm not mistaken. So half off, it's $25. This was even cheaper than that. I don't remember exact. I want to say somewhere around $20. So a remarkable deal on Amazon for this one. This is Jackie Chan's Police Story 1 and 2 from the Criterion Collection. All right, so let's move over to the 4K releases. And the first one I grabbed was another one that was remarkably cheap. There's a theme this month. This is Heat on 4K. Now, I know this is a very controversial release because it is supposedly very dark, but that was the director's intent. So whatever the case is, I wanted to pick it up because it was under, I want to say it was like $8, like remarkably cheap. And so I had to grab it. This one also comes with the Blu-ray. This is an upgrade for me. I did own this on Blu-ray before, but yeah, looking forward to checking this one out. You know, this is one that I am 99% certain I've seen this in the past, but it has been so many years that I just don't remember it at all. And so I really am excited to revisit this and see see what my take on the picture quality is, I guess. So this one here is Heat. Speaking of controversial releases, I guess I got 2 of them this month. This is Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. So this was one that I actually purchased back in like December or maybe even November, and it didn't actually come in until January, but it was really cheap also, and so I grabbed it. The reason, now I've heard that the picture quality isn't that much of an upgrade on this one, but I only owned it on DVD anyway, so it's going to be much better than that. But on top of that, there's a bunch of special features. There's over an hour of new special features on here, never before seen deleted and extended scenes. That's the reason to get this disc from everything I've heard. So for the low price I paid for this, I absolutely had to pick it up. I love this movie. It is an all-time classic. It's amazing, which you already know. I'm sure you've seen it, but yeah, cannot wait to revisit Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Moving over to Scream Factory, this is Dawn of the Dead on 4K. I do a full review of this here on the channel not too many videos ago, and I mentioned in there, I own this on DVD, I own the standard Blu-ray, of course I own the Scream Factory Blu-ray, and now I own the Scream Factory 4K release of this. And while this is the definitive edition of this, I would argue, it's not perfect. Check out my review for my thoughts on it. But yeah, this is, you know, something I'm happy to have in the collection either way. I love this movie. It's still fantastic. I gave it 4.5 out of 5 stars in my review. Like, it's just a great zombie movie. So Dawn of the Dead from 2004, the 4K release. Sticking with Scream/Shout Factory, Coraline. I ended up grabbing this steelbook of Coraline, which I was talking about previously that I didn't plan on getting, but this was super cheap. There was some deal that Amazon sent out that, like, if you ordered something and picked it up at an Amazon, I think it's called like an Amazon Hub Locker, you got more money off. So I figured, yeah, do it. I paid like $15 for this, so why not? It was incredibly cheap. And this is one that I've been wanting to revisit ever since I read the book. The first time I watched this, I didn't really like it, but then I read Neil Gaiman's book and I loved the book. So I'm excited to revisit this, especially on 4K. There are some other Leica, I think it is, Laika, I think it's pronounced Leica. There are a couple other Leica releases coming out in February. I don't know if I'm going to grab them or not because I've not seen them. I know Box Trolls is one of them, and then there's another, I'll put it up here, I can't remember what it is offhand, but yeah, so I'm not positive I'm going to grab those, but I had to grab this one because I want to revisit it, and it was remarkably cheap. So Coraline, the 4K steelbook from Shout Factory. And last but not least is another one that was on my most anticipated releases video. This one is the 4K steelbook release, the 15th anniversary edition of Cloverfield. So this is one of my favorite found footage films of all time. I adore it, and it gets a lot more love now than it did, I think, back when it was released and a few years after its release. But I know a lot of people look back on this fondly now and enjoy it, and I'm definitely one of those people. So this is definitely a double dip. I owned it on 4K already. Of course, I owned the DVD, I owned the Blu-ray, I owned the 4K, but I didn't own the 15th anniversary edition steelbook on 4K, so I did upgrade. Now, I'm just going to sell my old 4K and move on. But yeah, very happy that I was able to get this one because I love this steelbook. Great movie. I'm always happy to support. The last one for this month is Cloverfield steelbook on 4K. All right, so there is my new to me stack. So honestly, not a whole bunch of new releases in there, but frankly, if you watched my anticipated releases video, you probably would have guessed that because I think there were only 3 that I said for sure I'm getting. And the others I said, meh, I'll get them eventually when they drop in price, which I kind of stuck to that and ended up getting a bunch of sale items this month, which honestly is my favorite way to shop anyway, so I'm not complaining. But I would love to hear from you guys down in the comments below. First off, what did you grab in the month of January? Anything cool? Anything good that I missed out on? Let me know down below. And then what do you recommend from this stack that maybe I haven't seen yet? What should I put at the top of the list? Do you guys love Bodies, Bodies, Bodies? Was Fall any good? Hopefully I'll like those when I get around to them. But if you guys did did enjoy this one, please hit that like button down below. That engagement really does help me out. And if you didn't like it, thumbs down, that lets me know what to change. And like I always say, I don't just talk movies, I talk all things media. Books, movies, video games, graphic novels, manga. If it's media related, I'm interested in it. And if you are too, you might consider subscribing. Alright, so that's going to do it for today. I just want to say one more big thank you to my sister-in-law Chris for printing out this shirt. That is awesome. And I want to encourage you all to consume some media today. I'll catch you next time.